Hi guys, how you doing? This is Steve, coming live at you from the laundrette. Now I'd like to start with a riddle if I can, because you guys are much wiser than me. So here's the riddle, okay? So I've got two washing machines. They have exactly the same setting. They're on for exactly, theoretically, the same time. They've got the same amount of washing powder in there. So, scientifically wise, theoretically, they should both be the same. They should both finish at the same time, right? So I'll put my washing in, and I've got one that's finished like 20 minutes sooner than the other. I don't get that. So the time that I thought I had, I now no longer have, because for some reason my washing's on for another cycle. But speaking of time, I wanted just to kind of put something out there. Have you seen those videos out there? And you probably have. We are inundated with them. And they say something like, do you want more time, more freedom, more money? And it's absolute bull, right? And the reason I'm telling you this is because, right, those things, they don't actually work in practice. And I'll tell you why. Because I've been chasing that dream. So for example, right, the first question, do you want more time, right? It's crap, because we all have 24 hours a day, right? It doesn't matter what you do, you can't change that. 24 hours a day, right? Now you might be thinking, yes, but I'd like maybe more time. You can't have more time, right? 24 hours is 24 hours, right? If you're not making good use of it, then make better use of it. If you want to know how to make better use of it, that's a different question. So the question you need to ask is, the time that I do have, how do I make that quality time? Now you might be thinking, but if I change this and I do that, I have more time. And that's absolutely true. You can change stuff around, so theoretically you have more time. But the more time you have, the more things you tend to put in that place, right? So a friend of mine, she said, you know what, I'd love to give up smoking. And I said, well, that will give you. She said, that will give me time. And I went, well, that's awesome. I said, that would. That's totally true. That would. And I said, well, what would you do with that time? She said, I'd do something else. Do something else, right? And that's the thing, right? And so, for example, I know somebody else, and I said, you know what, take it easy. You know, you keep saying you're doing too much, right? So take it easy. So I said, well, I'm going to help you out. And then what does that person do when I help them out? They do more stuff. They do like chores. They do other stuff. And so this concept of having more time isn't true. Now, if you're really clever and you're in the business world, you find a way of automating stuff, right? And that's smart, right? You automate stuff. And that's very clever. However, do those people still have more time? No, right? Because if you're that way inclined, if you're business minded, if you're success minded, what you do is you find more ways of being more successful, earning more money. So again, that concept of having more time falls flat on its face. And that's just the first one. More freedom. And what does freedom actually look like? What are you having more freedom from? Right, and that's the biggest question, because in order to want more freedom, you've got to know what it is you want freedom from. Now, it might be that you have stress, it might be that you have anxiety, it might be that you've got hundreds of obligations, right? But until we know, number one, what it is that we want freedom from, and actually what we want to head to. So, for example, you know, if my idea of freedom is living on a desert island and having no obligations and no worries, that's crap as well, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm a father. I've got obligations to my kids still, right? Now, some people might not have those kind of obligations, but they might have other obligations. They might have people that they love, family that they love. And so it doesn't matter where you go, right? Mentally and in our heart, we still have some form of obligation. So in that sense as well, we're not entirely free. And also, right, we still have to live, right? And so in order to live, you have to earn money. And even if you're a top earner, right? And again, this comes back to it. Even the top earners go, do you know what? I need to earn more money, right? It's not because they're greedy, but it's because they're in that zone, right? They know that they constantly want that euphoria, right? And so they're constantly building and building and building. So again, having this freedom thing, that's a bit false as well. So that's time, that's freedom, and more money, right? Now, we'd all like more money, right? But then with comes more money, comes with greater responsibilities. So for example, I could say to you, right, I want a big house because that's the dream, that's the American dream, that's the UK dream. I want a big house, right? What the hell am I going to put in a big house? There's just me, right? And even if I put my family in there, right, there's just them. What on earth am I going to put? So now I've got to spend more money to put stuff in the big house, right? And then I've got things like insurance to put on top of that big house. And then actually, if I've got a big house, well, I might get bored in the big house. So then I might want a big car. I might want a big boat. And where does it stop? Right, at what point do you go, enough's enough, I'm no longer going to be earning money? It's rubbish, because again, if you get into that mentality of earning money, you constantly want to earn more money, you constantly want to upscale, you constantly want to 10x it, right? We're never happy with what we've got, because that's just human nature, right? We constantly want more. And somebody asked me the other day, Steve, if you won £10 million, what would you do with it? I'm telling you now what Steve would do. He'd give the beep away. Why? What am I going to do with £10 million, right? Just spend it on crap, spend it on fish and chips. I'll just spend it on rubbish. And even if I invest it in what? You know, maybe it'll benefit somebody else. Maybe it'll benefit my kids, right? And so, you know, I have to learn personally that I need to earn enough to obviously make me happy and other people around me. But even so, you know, if I'm in that game where I'm earning millions and millions and millions, what am I going to do with that? And you know, you're constantly in that mindset of earning more and more, because that's the success mentality that you're getting. Well, so my question to you is, you know, do you want more money? Well, yes, you know, we all want more money. But then will that bring you happiness? Right? Will more time bring you happiness? Will more freedom bring you happiness? Will more money bring you happiness? Right? And if that's what you're after, happiness, then actually maybe we need to work out what is it that we're unhappy about. What is it that will make us happy, right? And then let me tell you a secret. If you can start working on those things at the bottom level, everything else will just fall into place, okay? So if you want some support in any of that I've just said, then do you know what? Give me a call. It's not going to cost you $1,000. I'm not a 7-figure, 8-figure, multi-dollar coach. No, right? I'm just a small UK kid on a minimum wage, but do you know what? I just want to help people, right? Because I've seen what a difference a bit of happiness can make to somebody. And it doesn't have to cost a fortune. But I tell you what, the impact that a bit of happiness can make is immense, immense. So if you really want to change your life, you're serious about making changes, and you just want to be happier, right? I'm not going to offer you time. I'm not going to offer you freedom. I'm not going to offer you money. What I offer you is tips to be happier. Have an awesome day. Take care.